Hey everyone, and welcome back, or if you're new here, my name is Josh, and in today's video, I'm going to be reviewing the Disney Premier Visa credit card. So I'll be going over the main features of this card, its pros as well as its drawbacks. So hopefully by the end of this video, you'll have a much better idea of whether or not this credit card is a good fit for you. But before we go ahead and dive into the main features of this card, if you wouldn't mind helping me out real quickly by just giving this video a like, that just helps out with the good old YouTube algorithm, and also consider subscribing to my channel if you have not already. Plus, if you would like to receive up to $9,000 in free stocks in a pinned comment below, I will be leaving a link to Webull. All you have to do is once you click on that link, it's just open up a free account and then deposit at least 1 penny. At that point, Webull will be sending you at least 3 free stocks worth, once again, all the way up to $9,000. Okay, so diving right into the main features of the Disney Premier Visa credit card. First off, we're going to be talking about how you can earn Disney reward dollars or cash back. So you will be earning 5% cash back at disneyplus.com, hulu.com, or espnplus.com. Then you'll be earning 2% cash back at gas stations, grocery stores, restaurants, and most Disney US locations. And then on all other transactions, you will be earning 1% cash back. Now with this card, there is also going to be a spend bonus as well. So as long as you're able to spend at least $1,000 within the first 3 months of having this card, you will be earning $300, which will be issued as a statement credit. Now, as far as redeeming all these Disney reward dollars, you will have a few different options. So first off, you can redeem them for Disney resort stays and park tickets. You can also redeem them for purchases at shopdisney.com, or redeem them for tickets for Disney, Disney and Pixar, Star Wars, and Marvel movies at amctheaters.com or on the AMC Theaters mobile app, or towards airline travel. Now with this card, you're also going to get a lot of other benefits as well. So starting out, Disney Bundle subscribers can earn $14.99 back per month for up to 3 consecutive months in statement credits on qualifying Disney Bundle subscription purchases, or other qualifying subscription or add-on purchases directly at disneyplus.com, hulu.com, or espnplus.com that total $14.99 or more when they use their Disney Premier Visa card. Also, you'll be receiving a 0% promotional APR for the first 6 months on select Disney vacation packages from the date of purchase. After that, the APR will jump up to anywhere between 19.24 to 28.24% based on your credit worthiness. So you will want to make sure that that's paid off within the 6-month period, so you don't end up paying a lot of interest on that afterwards. You could definitely fall into the trap of that. Now on top of that, you're also going to be receiving 10% in savings on everyday shopping with this card at shopdisney.com when you use this card, as well as select merchandise at select locations at Disneyland and Walt Disney World resorts. You'll also be receiving 10% off select dining locations most days at Disneyland and Walt Disney World resorts. Now keep in mind, this is only going to be at select restaurants, so you will want to make sure to take a look at that list, because you may not be receiving the 10% off if it's not on the list, obviously. Then on top of that, you're also going to be receiving 15% off the non-discounted price of select guided tours at Disneyland and Walt Disney World resorts. You're also going to be receiving 1-year complimentary Dash Pass, which is going to provide unlimited deliveries with $0 delivery fees and lower service fees on eligible orders. After the 1 year is up, though, it is going to automatically renew. So if you do not want to continue after the first year, you will want to make sure to go on there and cancel it. That way you won't continue to get charged. Now on top of that, you're also going to receive some service and credit card protection. So you will be receiving baggage delay insurance, which is going to reimburse you for essential purchases like toiletries and clothing for baggage delays over 6 hours by passenger carrier, up to $100 for 3 days. You're also going to be receiving credit card purchase protection. This is going to cover new purchases for 120 days against damage or theft, up to $500 per claim and $50,000 per account. And then you're going to be receiving extended warranty protection as well, which is basically going to extend the time period of the U.S. manufacturer's warranty by an additional year on eligible warranties of 3 years or less. So now that we went over the main features of this card, at this point in time, we're going to go ahead and dive into the APR and fees. Because of course, this is also super important as well. So starting out on purchases, your interest rate on those is going to be anywhere between 19.24 to 28.24% based on your credit worthiness. But of course, once again, you are going to have a 0% introductory APR for the first 6 months on select Disney vacation packages. Of course, you will want to make sure that it is paid off within the 6-month time frame. That way you don't fall into the trap of owing a lot of money and then owing a lot of interest on that money after the 6 months are up, because after the 6 months are up, that is going to go up to the purchase APR of 19.24 to 28.24%. Now, as far as balance transfers go, starting out, there's not much of a point in doing a balance transfer with this card because they don't offer like a promotional 0% APR like some cards do for the first 12 to 18 months. Instead, your interest rate on them, just like the purchases, is going to be anywhere between 19.24 to 28.24%. Later on, it's possible that they might offer you some type of promotion like 0% for, let's say, like 12, 15, or 18 months. But starting out, you're going to have a high enough interest rate on them that it doesn't really make it worth doing a balance transfer with this card. Then as far as cash advances go, on this channel, we usually recommend to stay far away from cash advances. This, of course, should not be considered financial advice, just my personal reasons. Usually you pay a lot of interest on them, plus you have other fees as well. But if you do decide to take out a cash advance with this card, just know that your interest rate on them is going to be a whopping at 29.99%. Plus you're going to be paying a lot of fees as well, which we are going to dive into right now. So as far as the fees go with this card, starting out with the cash advances, if you do decide to do a cash advance, your fee on them is going to be either $10 or 5% of the amount of each cash advance, whichever happens to be greater. So in the case that you do a $300 cash advance, in that case, there is going to be a $15 fee on top of the 29.99% interest rate. Then as far as the balance transfers go, the balance transfer fee is going to be either $5 or 5% of the amount of each balance transfer, whichever happens to be greater. Then unfortunately, if you take this credit card abroad, it's probably one you won't want to swipe all that often because there is going to be a foreign transaction fee of 3%. Instead, you might want to take a credit card by Capital One along with you, because usually Capital One credit cards do not have foreign transaction fees, or another one in your wallet, perhaps a travel credit card that does not charge foreign transaction fees. Then as far as late or return payments go, if you happen to pay late or have a return payment, there is going to be a fee of up to $40. Now, if you happen to pay late for the first time, maybe even a second time, you could always try calling into Chase to see if they will waive that fee for the first or second time convenience. But after that, I really wouldn't push your luck too much further. Instead, you might want to consider setting up auto pay or marking your counters, do whatever you can just to ensure that you're not going to be charged a $40 late payment fee. And then with this card, there's also going to be an annual fee as well. So every single year, you will have to pay an annual fee of $49. So you will have to sit down and consider every single year whether or not paying the $49 is going to be worthwhile for the benefits that you're going to be getting back. So now that we went over the main features of this card as well as the APR and fees, at this point in time, we're going to go ahead and dive into what I would consider to be the biggest pros and cons of this card. So we're going to start out with the good things. The first good thing, of course, is the fact that you will be receiving the $300 statement credit as long as you're able to spend at least $1,000 within the first 3 months of having this card, which for most people is going to be quite doable. That's only a spend of right around $333 per month, which for most people, they're going to be spending that on just gas and groceries alone. Then on top of that, you're also going to be receiving 10% off at select restaurants at Disney locations. Keep in mind, this is only at select locations, so you will want to make sure to take a look at the list. And let's face it, a lot of the restaurants at theme parks in Disney are quite expensive, so the 10% off can definitely rack up to be quite a bit of money. And then finally, you're also going to have the 0% introductory APR on those vacation packages to Disney. So those are quite expensive as well, and you might not be able to pay them off right away. You might not have the cash stored away. I definitely wouldn't put yourself in a lot of debt that you won't be able to afford to pay, or you're going to be stressed to pay it off. But it does give you a little bit more wiggle room. Of course, you will want to make sure to pay that off within the 6-month time frame, because after that, you will be paying a lot of interest if you do still have a balance on that package. Now, as far as the drawbacks go, starting out the obvious one, there is that annual fee of $49. So each and every year, you're going to have to sit down and figure out whether or not paying $49 for this card is going to be worthwhile for the benefits that you're going to be getting back in return. And then also the rewards have a limited flexibility, so you're only going to be able to redeem the rewards basically for Disney purchases or airline travel. You're not going to be able to get like a check in the mail or a direct deposit in your checking account. It's going to be much more limited than what you see with other credit cards out there. So just to sum things up here, if you are a frequent traveler to Disney and you spend a lot of money at Disney, you go out to eat a lot at restaurants at Disney, perhaps this credit card could be worthwhile for you. But if you don't go to Disney a whole lot, then after the first year, it's probably not going to be the best card for you. But that's all we have for today's review. I certainly hope you enjoyed and found value out of it. If you did, again, I would greatly appreciate it if you could give this video a like. Consider subscribing to my channel if you have not already, and I will see you in the next video.